Don't think you got to think like I do. You know, my wife doesn't even think like I do. So, but since I got the microphone, I'm going to tell you how I think. I mean, what is it you don't get? I'm glad you think it's funny because, boy, if you were playing for me, I'd trade you for a used ball and a couple of jock straps. I mean, think. Anybody that says, here's one of the great phrases in the history of sports. Don't think you hurt the team. I mean, that's the dumbest goddamn thing I've ever heard. You've got to think. This is a game where you have to think. Let's try it again. Basketball is a game of concentration. He who thinks best is going to win a hell of a lot more games than he who doesn't. I've had kids play for me that I've said, if you have the ball and you have an open shot, I'd rather you just gave it to them rather than shoot it. How do you think I would like that? You don't know, though. You don't know. I mean, you've been out here for damn near an hour with me. You got any idea how pissed off I did that shot you just took? I don't want a shot taken until we made 4 passes. I want 4 passes. I want to drive to the bucket. But when we take a jump shot, it's going to be after 4 passes. Is there something about wait for 4 passes that you don't understand? Well, that's a good answer, but bad recognition. I want kids to know who can shoot and who can't. You know, it's not a game where everybody can shoot the basketball. The best play I ever saw in all the years I coached was a pass. And it won the national championship, a pass, not a shot. That is really good. Now, you think that's something kind of simple. I want to tell you that you're one out of a bunch of kids that can come up with that. That was good. I like that. You're already ahead of a bunch of guys. Just because you're thinking, you're remembering. I like guys that remember what the hell I said. You know, I kind of want you to think that this is Abraham Lincoln talking instead. George Washington or Martin Luther King or somebody that really knows something. But see, that's the kind of thing that always, I would never let that go without saying something to him in a practice thing. I would never let him come up with what I just say, that's the way we think. Now the rest of you some bitches better think about it. We're getting our trophy. This was our Ohio State team, and we're getting our trophy for the regional championship. And Coach Taylor came up to me and just kind of smacked me on the back and said, you were a big help in our winning this trophy. And that probably meant as much to me as anything that was ever said to me as a player. And so I'm going to throw something out about players. I always tried to really pay attention, just like he knew exactly what I was talking about. When something happens that's really good, where a kid recognizes, I always want to say something to that kid. And one of the other things that I got from my own experience as a player was this. When I took a kid that was not a starter and put him in the game and he did a good job, boy, I wanted him to know that. I wanted him to know that he had really contributed. And I think it's really important that kids that come into the game and do something worthwhile, that more of a fuss is made over that kid than the 2 or 3 kids that are your best players. And that's kind of what I'm always trying to do with kids, because I came on and off the bench. as a player, a heck of a lot more than I started games. And I know how good it made me feel when I did something that was that coaches brought their attention to it. And so I think that's important with your team. The first thing that every kid that played for me, from the time I was at West Point until I quit at Texas Tech, had a sign above his locker that said, "Victory favors the team making fewest mistakes." It isn't great plays that win games, it's bad plays that lose games. Mistakes. He who makes the fewest mistakes has the best chance to win. So I tried to pound that away, turnovers, missed blockouts. We would show a lot of film on mistakes. And we'd also counter that a little bit, but this is what we want to do. Here is a really good blockout. So I think it's a constant battle back and forth. Well, I was a history major, and so I read a lot about different wars and things. And I read where they charged up Bunker Hill, or whatever it is, they charge, and I used to say, why don't you sneak around behind those some bitches where they can't see you and shoot them from behind? It's like the movie Shane, one of the great Western movies, when Brian Galilda asked Shane, Shane, why do you only use one gun? Shane said, one's all you need if you know how to use it. And that's kind of what I thought about defensive play. If you know how to use it, one's all that you need. Very much that each of you, when it comes time to hang up the sneakers, can look back and have enjoyed basketball, the game of basketball, as much as I did. And I hope part of what you'll do will be some things that you've seen here tonight that can be of help to you. Thank you very much.